so much. Yep. Miss Morgan's gonna sit right here.
Okay, what her name at? Where your name tag? Stay hard. Stay hard.
We're gonna be just fine.
I need a.
You guys, boy, you guys had a week.
That's yours. That's your name right here. What's your name plate? What's your name?
Packet for some, the more thing you would, or didn't want to see. Some of them had received.
I ain't had food. I ain't had to food.
I brought
Next month, we're just gonna have 2 extra kids.
Yeah, he supposed to be on the end, and you supposed to be on the other. When I got on the kid, but
Every business in
yeah, you were never not supposed to have to do that. Who else needed theirs? You gave his, and Miss Williams got hers. Miss Chivers got hers. Your packet? I do. Okay, so you fine. Just hold on to it.
everybody's got a pack.
Give it back to Brian, because Brian had his.
Give me a pack for us in case he shows up.
Oh, Kevin, you're for Forrest.
Okay. Just kidding. Thank you.
I like this one, it's got names on it.
This yours. This yours. You still need another one, Brian? Another one, Brian? Huh?
Forrest, he's supposed to be coming.
Yeah, he said he was coming.
Glad for that, that's wonderful. Amber, we're rolling? All right. It is October 20th. We're going to call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for this October at 2:30 p.m. We'll start by reading our statement of powers. The Augusta Board of Zoning Appeals hears and makes decisions on applications for variances in accordance with powers granted under Section 1-4-88 of the Augusta, Georgia Code. The applicant must provide any scaled drawings or plot plans, including all dimensions, pictures, or any other supporting information at this meeting. Only information presented at this meeting may be used in any future hearings regarding this petition. Any person affected by the board's decision may file an appeal with the Superior Court of Richmond County, Georgia, within 30 days of the decision of this board. The meeting will be conducted in accordance with the board's bylaws and rules of procedure and the latest edition of Robert Rules of Order, unless otherwise directed by the majority of the board in session at the time. A minimum of 10 minutes shall be afforded for the presentation of data, evidence, and opinions on each side of a petition. If more than 10 minutes is afforded to one side, then an equal amount of time shall be afforded to the other side. The board encourages participation in this hearing, and there is no restriction on whom may address the board within the allotted time. But the board does ask that public comments be brief, on subject, and directed to the board at large, not any individual or group. Before we begin the meeting, I'd like to welcome our new board member, Angel Maestre from District 5. We're really glad to have you on board, and thank you for being here. All right. First order of business is to approve the minutes from the September 15th meeting. I assume that the board has had a chance to review that, and if they would, I'd welcome a motion for approval.
I make a motion to approve our minutes from September the 15th, 2025 meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor by show of hands? Yes. All right, that passes unanimously. We will move to our second item on the agenda.
Good afternoon. Start off with BZA-25-34, a petition by Matthew Howard requesting a variance from section 8-8B2 of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to reduce the required side yard setbacks from 7 feet to 5 feet on property located at 2345 Williams Street. Staff will present.
Good afternoon, Ashley Catterton, Development Services Administrator. As mentioned, this case was postponed from September, and the background of this request involves a 0.28 acre tract currently zoned R1A, single-family residential, and it is situated within the Somerville Historic District. The applicant seeks a variance to reduce the side yard setback along the eastern property line from 7 feet to 5 feet in order to construct a new residence, which includes a 2-car garage at the rear of the property. The findings for this report, according to the applicant, the current property has been uninhabited for several years due to fire damage, and the proposed plan will demolish what currently remains of the existing residence. The residential lot is approximately 60 feet wide and 198 feet long. The proposed home and garage will encroach 2 feet into the required side yard setback along the eastern property line. The conceptual site plan submitted with the application shows a proposed site design that relocates parking to the rear of the property in order to reduce dependency on street parking, which the applicant indicates is limited within the Somerville Historic District. Approval of this request would not exceed the maximum 30% allowable lot coverage of the property. And as mentioned, the subject property is located within the Somerville Historic District. Therefore, an approval and certificate of appropriateness from the Historic Preservation Commission is required prior to construction of the property, on the property. At the time of completion of this report, a total of 3 letters of support with no additional inquiries were received by staff concerning this variance application, and that concludes staff's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Catterton. Is the applicant present? If you would, I'll ask you to just stand at this podium, and if you would, state your name and address for the record.
I'm Greg Howard. I'm Matthew Howard's wife. I'm at 4 Tall Pine Circle in Augusta, 30909.
All right, Ms. Howard, you have 10 minutes to add anything you may like.
Well, the only thing I would like to add, and I don't know if you all were sent photographs of all the cars on the street and the limited parking. That is probably safety being our #1 objective, to be able to not have cars on the street. And that section of William Street, most of the lots are about 60 feet wide, which prohibits any front to rear driveways, so there are no garages. So that is our main goal, is to get the cars off the street. I'm happy to show pictures if you don't have them in your file, if that helps. The only other thing I wanted to add is the current site plan, which I think you also have a copy of, has an existing structure in the back of the property that is only 2 feet, has a 2-foot setback. So if we get approval to move forward with new construction, which I hope we do on Thursday, we will remove that structure that's already within 2 feet and make it 5 feet. So that'll be an improvement. Our neighbor is thrilled with that. So she also has given us her praises for us to be able to have a driveway on the other side of the house and have this additional 2 feet. Okay, thank you.
Ms. Howard, thank you. While we're doing that, I'm just going to ask a quick question of the staff. Do we have any letters in opposition to this? None? All right. Is there anyone present in opposition to this application? All right, seeing none, we can take a look at those photos, and I'll open up the questions to the board. Mr. Brigham.
Ms. Howard, how?
Doesn't really show, but.
You hadn't come up yet.
Well, when there's parking on both sides of the street, it creates a single lane coming down the middle of the road. So all the homes at that section of William Street have no parking. So they all, yeah, here's another one. This might show a better one. Well, not so much. That's okay. You get the drift. There are cars everywhere. So,
Can you tell us when?
that glare's coming from. But anyway, that's what the front of the house looks like during the day, and we would like to at least have our cars in the garage.
Ms.
out of
Howard,
sight.
Mr. Brigham has a question for you.
Sure.
Can you tell us when the other structure burned? How long it's been?
A little closer to the mic if you don't mind.
Sorry.
Jerry, a little closer to the mic, she can't hear you.
How long has it been since the structure burned? Maybe my
A
mic's
couple
on.
of years.
Couple of years.
It's been uninhabited, or for at least
Okay.
2 years.
I was just curious. Thank you.
Ms. Williams?
Can we have staff's recommendation?
Sorry about that, y'all. The planning development staff recommends denial of the variance required as it does not meet all criteria established in section 33 of the comprehensive zone ordinance, Augusta, Georgia, as it amended. Should the board move to approve the applicant request, staff recommends the following condition. Number one, allow for a minimum 5-foot side yard setback on the property to allow for the construction of a new home or garage. Number two, an approval of a certificate of appropriateness from the Historic Preservation Commission required prior to construction on the property. That concludes staff recommendation.
Thank you.
Ms. Howard, you heard staff recommendation. Do you agree with staff's recommendation?
Or the 2-foot setback?
Allow for a minimum 5-foot side yard setback on the property. And then it says an approval of a certificate of appropriateness from the Historic Preservation Commission
Yes,
prior to construction.
yes.
You do agree?
Yes.
All right, thanks, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Mr. Turner?
Make a motion that we approve this with staff
Second.
recommendations. Thank you.
All right, we have a motion to approve with the conditions stated by staff. Do I have a second? Oh,
Second.
thank you so much. We have a motion and a second. Let's do this by a show of hands. All in favor? Seeing none opposed, you have your approval, and you'll get that letter in the mail very shortly. Thank you for coming in. If staff doesn't mind, we'll go ahead and move to the next item on the agenda, please.
Okay. Number three, BZA-25-35, a petition by Roberto Mendez Rodriguez requesting a variance from section 8-4E to increase the maximum accessory building square footage area from 1,200 square feet to 4,280 square feet on the property located at 1105 and 1101 Horseshoe Road, Zone Agriculture. Staff represent.
Amanda Cruz, Planner 1. This variance request involves approximately 1.76 acres located at 1101 and 1105 Horseshoe Road. The properties are zoned agriculture and situated in the Horseshoe Farms neighborhood. The applicant seeks a variance to increase the maximum total accessory building square foot area from the permitted 1,200 square feet to 4,280 square feet to allow for an already constructed metal pole barn and storage shed. This application was continued from the September 15th, 2025 BZA meeting. There is an active code enforcement case, CEIP 2025-000-2497, for an unlawful structure built without proper building permits. This case relates to the metal pole barn on the property. Section 2 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance defines the use of an accessory building as being incidental to that of the main building on the same lot or of which it forms an integral part of the same lot main building. The metal pole barn that has been constructed is not on the same lot as the main residence. Therefore, by definition, it cannot be an accessory building. The applicant proposes to combine 1101 and 1105 Horseshoe Road into one parcel, which would meet the definition of an accessory building once combined. Section 8-4E of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance states that the maximum total gross floor area for all accessory buildings on a lot shall be based on the area of the lot upon which they are located. For lots 10,000 square feet or larger, the maximum size is the greater of 500 square feet where located. For lots 10,000 square feet or larger, The maximum size is the greater of 500 square feet or 3% of the lot area, but never more than 1,200 square feet. This would allow for a maximum total gross floor area of accessory buildings at 1,200 square feet. The combined total of 4,280 square feet of gross floor area exceeds the maximum allowed by approximately 357%. The applicant states that the sole purpose of the proposed metal pole barn is to provide a safe area to store equipment, preventing damage from weather elements and prolonging its longevity. The proposed accessory garage building will have electrical service, but no water. The approval of this request would not exceed the maximum 30% allowable lot coverage in the agriculture zoning. And at the time of completion of this report, no inquiries were received by staff concerning this variance application. That concludes staff presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. Is the applicant present today, Mr. Mendez? Thank you, and while y'all approach, if you wouldn't mind, please just state your name and address for the record.
¿Cómo?
¿Tu nombre?
Se lo digo ahí. Rigoberto Méndez Rodríguez.
La adresa.
1105 Horseshoe Road, Augusta, Georgia.
Thank you very much. Are you able to understand my English today? Just curious. You have a translator? You're good. All right. If at any time you need clarification, we can do that for you, okay? You have 10 minutes to add anything you'd like to add to this application.
He really doesn't want to add much except for it is the storage unit. Well, it's basically like a little for storage, really, because of all the equipment that we have, and that's about it. But I mean, also that he owns the whole lot right there, the 2 trailers also beside it. So if anything has to, to do with that, then it is there. And also around the back, the tree areas too.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind just holding on for just a second, is there anyone present in opposition to today's applicant? Seeing none, I'm going to go ahead and double check with staff. We did not receive any complaints or anything against? Nothing? Fantastic. I'll open up questions for this board. Mr. Brigham.
Sir, first question, did you build this building yourself? Yes. You did? Did you not know you had to pull permits to build a building in Richmond County?
Si sabías que tenías que sacar los permisos. ¿Ya? ¿Ah? He said he didn't think he had to take a permit out for that type of structure building.
Can I ask what kind of business y'all in?
We do electrical.
You do electrical? Do you pull permits for your electrical business?
Yeah, the ones where we have to, yes.
I didn't know it was a have-to case. I thought all electrical permits had to be pulled.
It depends. If it's small, you don't really.
That is not what my staff is telling me.
Well, I mean, I know when you have to, when you're starting the big brand new houses, yeah, you had to pull permits for those and stuff.
I think you have to pull permits anytime you do electrical changes.
Looks like.
I think you need to talk to the staff after the meeting about that. So you're in the construction business is basically what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay. I may have other questions later.
All right, Mr. Turner.
Mr. Chair, according to the application, the proposed building will have electrical service but not water. However, the staff recommendation on number 3 is that we may not have a building with a separate electrical service. Can we get clarification if there will be a separate meter on this building?
Yes, I think that's a great question. Do you understand the question that's being asked?
He said if it gets approved, he is going to plan on adding his own service fee to it. so it could have its own electrical meter and stuff like that.
Is it currently set up that way?
No, it just has a little line ran to it, so we could just have some little bulbs to have some type of power. This is basically extension cords.
Okay. Mr. Turner, if I may continue just to explain. One of the conditions when we get staff's recommendation is going to be that there is no separate meter on that building because it is going to be deemed an accessory structure that cannot have that. So I want you to pay particularly close attention when they say that, because if you agree to that, that would be a condition that you would have to be in agreement with, just so you're aware. Did that answer your question, Mr. Turner?
It did, Mr. Chair, also clarified that this board could provide there could be an application for a variance to have a separate service. That is something that we do handle.
Yes. Did I see Mr. Pascal raise his hand?
Staff, I need some clarity. By it being zone agricultural, if he would have pulled a building permit, he would not be in violation. Am I right?
All right. Per the ordinance, the agricultural zoning relies heavily on the R1 zone. And for the R1 zone, it basically says the greater of 500 square feet or 3% of the lot, never to exceed 1,200 square feet. And this is several times that, so it would have required a variance.
Question.
Mr. Kepner?
Can I add to that? If he applied for a building permit, part of the review would show that he exceeds the 1,200 square feet. And so that would require them to come before you to get a variance for that size building. So whether he had a building permit or not, he still would have to come before this board to get approval of a variance.
Answer your question, Mr. Pascal. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my question is to staff as well. You're saying that if he combines 1101 and 1105 Horseshoe Road, then he would not be in violation by combining that? He wouldn't be in violation? I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, technically he would still be in violation because the maximum size limitation is 1,200 square feet. So he's over 4,000 square feet. So it still would have required the board's
variance. So in other words, this is a requirement that these two would have to be combined.
Yeah, it brings them closer to that, the conformance, but it
still don't get them there.
Yeah, and the way that it's separated, the accessory building is on separate parcels in the primary structure, and so that would make that aspect conforming to the ordinance.
And to my final understanding, the building is already there. They've already constructed it.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you, Ms. Chevers. Ms. Williams?
Yes, the young man stated that you all are aware that you have to pull permits for electrical.
Yeah.
You acknowledge that?
Yeah.
So is this building wired? Did you all wire this building?
No, it has hanging lights.
So there is no electrical inside this building?
Oh yeah, he has there's a line running from my house to the trailer, and it has lights. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. The next question is for the attorney. If we deny this, what would be the results for the petitioner? What would they have to do if this is denied?
Well, they would be out of compliance, and so technically they really would need to pull the building down, or they could fight you in court.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to add something.
Yes, sir.
Y'all said in order for it to be an accessory building, there has to be a house. So, like I was stating, he owns the trailer beside it. Would it be possible to combine that to make that an accessory building?
It's on a separate lot, is what you're saying?
It's on the lot next to it. He says it's 1101 Horseshoe Road. Cause that one's the little building that's right there is on 1105, and the trailer is on 1101. It's not.
Yeah. Mr. Kepner?
Right. That's why the variance application is for both addresses. So they can combine the two, therefore to make it an accessory building on one single lot. That's why the application states the two addresses.
You understand that?
Esto es, 1101 es la trailer. Es que en el foto enseña, sí, nomás enseña las dos ahí.
All right. Board Member Truelot would like to hear staff's recommendation, please.
Okay. The Planning and Development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet all the criteria for granting variance established in Section 33 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance as amended. Should the board move to approve the applicant request, staff recommends the following condition. 1101 and 1105 Horseshoe Road shall be combined following approval of this variance request and before any building permits can be issued. Number two, a variance is approved for the increase of the maximum total accessory building square footage or on the property to 280 square feet. Number three, the applicant acknowledges Section 8-4F of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance, which outlines the following. Accessory buildings shall not be designed and used for residential purposes. They shall not contain sleeping or cooking facilities. Accessory building may not be used to conduct home occupation or serve as a home office. In no case may any accessory building have a separate electrical service. That concludes staff report.
Thank you very much. Were you able to hear all of those conditions? Do you have those in front of you by any chance?
No, I don't. I was going to ask if after the meeting.
Well, since we're going to be voting on whether or not that's going to be a condition, why don't you get a copy and then just make sure that I'm assuming, is that your father?
Yeah, that's my dad.
If you wouldn't mind making sure that he understands that.
What the zoning ordinance, it doesn't restrict your ability to have electrical in the building. You just can't have it on a separate meter.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah, it's not.
Right. Currently, it's not on a separate meter. Currently, it's just an extension cord, essentially. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it still goes to a box, but it's not permanent.
Right.
That's why it's not permanent yet.
Right. Okay.
Ross, if I may get a point of clarity, when you say a box, you don't mean a separate meter that's metered through the power company. You mean a supply service to that building. Is that correct?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're all clear on that. But you recognize that staff's recommendation is denial. But if we were to approve, the condition is that there cannot be a separate meter for that. Okay, just making sure.
Mr. Chairman, please explain to him that he can have a separate meter, but he's got to apply for a variance to do that.
So it's because the only reason I had said something about a separate meter is because if the more things you plug in and the power you don't want it draining, and he said if it did get applied, he would like to have enough power there. So like the separate meter was just a suggestion of his, but it wasn't like the way we were going to go if we didn't have to.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah.
Mr. Turner.
I'd like to ask if the applicant is agreeable to staff recommendations.
I think you mean the conditions.
I'm sorry, the conditions. Thank you.
So what he's asking is, should we move to approve? Would you agree to those conditions that are listed there?
Yeah, we would do anything to get this approved, really. So, well,
transparency is important.
I'll make a motion to approve, subject to staff conditions.
Second.
We have a motion from Mr. Trulock, a second from
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman,
Turner.
Before we vote.
Yes, we're going to have a roll call on this one, Amber.
But before we vote.
Yes, sir.
Can we make sure the applicant understands this cannot be used as a residential residence?
Sure. You recognize that you cannot use this in any shape or form as a residential. All right. We're going to do a roll call for this one, please, Amber.
And that's an approval with staff recommendations.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Board Member Chivers, how do you vote?
Approve it.
Okay. Board Member Turner?
Approved.
Board Member Morton?
Approved.
Board Member Trulock?
Approve.
Okay, Board Member Brigham?
Deny.
Okay. Board Member E. Williams.
Deny.
Board Member A. Williams.
Approve.
Board Member Rowe.
Deny.
Okay. And Board Member Forrest.
Approve.
Board Member Pascal. And Board Member, is it Maestre?
Yes, approve.
Approved, okay. So, it's been approved. Okay, so BZ 2535 has been approved with staff recommendations.
Thank you so much for coming today. You have been approved with those staff recommendations, and you will get your letter in the mail. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and move to the next one.
Okay. BZA-25-36, a petition by Bradford Mary on behalf of LMP Properties LLC requesting a variance from Section 8-8A of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to reduce the required front yard setback from 25 feet to 17 feet on property located at 3002 Spring Creek Drive. Staff will present.
All right, Kevin Boyd, Development Services Manager. And since we have 3 cases that are very much similar, I'm probably going to read the findings for the first one, not for the other 2. It's basically the same information that's represented. All right, for the first item, this is BZA 2536. This is a request that involves 0.27 acre tract, zone R1A, one family residential, and situated in the Spring Creek Village subdivision. The applicant seeks to reduce the front yard setback from 25 feet to 17 feet to allow for the construction of a single-family residence. This application, the other 2 are continued from the September 20th meeting here. In terms of the findings, the property is located at an intersection of Willis Foreman and Spring Creek Drive. The lot within Spring Creek Village subdivision is a long and narrow, and the west side of the property line is along Willis Foreman Road, being approximately 30 feet, and on the east side of the property line being 80 feet. The width of the lot along Spring Creek Drive is approximately 170 feet. Most of the lots in Spring Creek Village subdivision have lot depths of an average of 100 feet or more, and with an average lot width of approximately 80 feet. Section 8-8 of comprehensive 8-8A of the comprehensive zoning ordinance requires a front yard of 25 feet. The covenants and restrictions of the Spring Creek Village subdivision requires a minimum 1,300 square foot single-family home on a lot. The applicant or owner is wanting to build larger homes than the minimum required, requiring a variance to fit the home on the encroachment, the lot encroaching 8 feet into the required front yard, resulting in a 17-foot front setback. The requested front setback of 17 feet will be approximately 30%, a 30% reduction. At the time of completion of the revised report, we did receive 6 text messages from surrounding property owners in opposition of this proposal. That concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I need to recuse myself from agenda item 4, 5, and 6.
Noted. All right, is the applicant present? Mr. Mary? If you will, once again, please address the podium with your name and address, and you will have 10 minutes to add what you may like. That's fine.
Bradford W. Mary, 4 Somerset Court, Augusta, Georgia, 30909.
And you as well, sir?
Philippe Hermouspe. I'm actually the owner of the lot, and I live at 1001 Peachtree Road, Augusta, 30909.
Thank you very much. You guys have 10 minutes to add whatever you may like.
We went and met with the homeowners last week as requested by the board at our last meeting, explained what setbacks were and the cost of building whenever they bought their houses versus the cost of building now, and explained the covenants of the setbacks. If we can get them, we can put a much larger house on those lots. If we can't get the setbacks according to the covenants, we can drop a 1,300 square foot house in there for much less. That's why we're requesting the setbacks, to help the neighborhood.
Okay. Does that all you'd like to add?
That's it.
All right. Any opposition present today? Just show of hands first. Excellent. And who do you have as a representative today? If you wouldn't mind, you can address this podium over here. And I'll just remind everybody, I know we talked last month as well, but let's try and keep all of our comments directed at the board, okay? All right, thank you. Same for you, just name and address, please.
My name is Jonathan Reddick. I live at 3038 Spring Creek Drive.
Thank you. And you as well, ma'am?
And my name is Kim Lee Gathers, and I reside at 3225 Woodlands Drive.
Thank you. You have up to 10 minutes to add whatever you may like to this as well.
As Mr. Bradbury said, we met with the owner and the two realtors last week. Initially commended us on how nice the neighborhood looks and why we maintain our homes, and immediately went into, like he said, explaining what it's going to cost the builder to build the house and sell it at today's price, which is not a concern. The only concern that we had that they agreed to was have a double garage, two-car garage. There will be no four-car parking in the driveway, and we tried to get how many bedrooms, but they keep going to the 1,300 square footage, which is fine. But how many bedrooms would it be? We're not the builders. We have no idea. We hadn't seen the plans. So we asked about purchasing the lots ourselves. So myself and a few other homeowners wanted to get the adjacent lots. So when the signs first went out prior to the zoning meeting, I called in, and the lots were $40,000. I said, for the A lots. So after the meeting, we spoke with the realtor and Mr. Felipe. He said, give us a call, we'll work with you on the prices. So I called, the meeting went on 13th, I called on the 15th. The A lots were now $45,000, but I could buy them at $40,000 each. And all these lots, these B lots are not a quarter of an acre. The A lots are a quarter of an acre. The B lots are like an eighth of an acre. And the ones that want a rezoning for, the ones up front, they want to push them to the curb because there's a fence line for the next adjacent property right there. But the two on the left, they can build on them, but they have to grade the property to the rear and put up a retaining wall. That's the difference. What else we got here? What was all yours again?
Okay, thank you. Okay, in conjunction to what Mr. Riddick just said, like I explained last month, our neighborhood is nice and I'm passionate about my community. By building those homes in the beginning of our community, by putting them closer to the highway, that means that if they get more than one car in their parking lot, in their home, they'll be parking on the street. We don't have any street parking in our neighborhood, none whatsoever. And then on last month, there was one of the chairmen that asked Mr. Berry to provide an architectural plan of the house that they were going to build. We have not seen that as of yet. In my hand here, I have a petition from, we have 41 residents in our neighborhood. This petition is signed by 40 of the residents. So this is in opposition to the variance being allowed. And if you would allow me, I would read the letter to you.
Please.
It says, "Dear members of Richmond County Zoning Board of Appeal, we, the undersigned property owners and resident of Spring Creek Village, respectfully submit this letter in strong opposition to the variance requested submitted by Mr. Felipe, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Felipe, your last name, regarding the proposed construction of a new home at 3002, 3017, and 3019 with the setback. The application is requesting a variance setback of 25 feet to 10 feet and 13 feet and 17 feet from the street. The proposed homes would not be in keeping with the density or lot size of existing homes in our neighborhood. Approval of this variance would set a precedence over overdevelopment and could erode the unique characteristic and design of our community, as well as causing parking issue in the main streets. Granting these variants would undermine the intent of the existing zoning law designed to prevent the character, safety, and uniformity of our community. We are concerned that this change may negatively impact the construction or who will be constructing these new dwellings. For these reasons, the Spring Creek Village homeowners and the resident respectfully urge the committee to deny the variance request. Thank you for your consideration, the Spring Creek Village HOA and members. And to clarify about Mr. Felipe. Ever since I moved into the community, I've had a good rapport with Mr. Felipe. So it's not against Mr. Felipe. It's just keeping our community uniformed. And that is all that I have to say, and I hope I didn't step out of line.
If you wouldn't mind just handing that petition
Yes,
over,
yes.
please. Thank you so much.
I have a copy. Thank you. And this is also a copy of the lot sizes that we received from the meeting on last week.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to just start it at one end and move it all the way down. Ms. Williams, I see your hand raised.
Could you all come back up? I have a question because I want to clarify this because we don't have the petition yet. How many residents actually signed the petition, homes?
40.
40, and how many homes do you have in there?
1.
41, so you have 40 out of 41.
That's in opposition.
In opposition.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Can I get a little clarification on that? Sorry. Is that you're only allowing one signature per home, or is that?
It's one per home.
Yeah.
One per home.
One homeowner per.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify that. All right, I'm going to work my way down. Mr. Pascal.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Felipe, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to make a comment. Well, number one, Brad Mary, Blanchard, and Calhoun are representing me to sell the lot, okay? So we don't have a contract to buy the lot. We have presented the lot to several builders. The comments have been made by several of these builders that because of the configuration of these 3 lots, they would not be able to build a large home on those 3 lots. So the other option will be to build a smaller home, which will be 1,300 square feet, with a smaller home, which is a minimum, obviously. And all the lots, by the way, are 10,000 square feet or more. So the only challenge with that, by building a smaller home, they will not match the size and configuration of the other home currently in the subdivision. So that's why we are requesting the variance. Variance accepted, yes, we can then present that back to those builders and tell them, yes, now you can build a bigger home, but if the variance is not accepted, the 2 choices I'm left with is the builders are not buying those lots, and then I will have to decide what to do with it, or they are buying the lot, but they will have to build a smaller home, and that's what they do not want, and I don't understand why there is so much opposition against it, yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Pascal.
That ties into my question. Under y'all covenant.
You wouldn't mind getting a little closer to the.
Okay. Under y'all covenant, do y'all want 1,300 or do y'all want 1,600? That's under y'all covenant now.
Now, initially, they were talking with the variances, 1,600 square foot. A 3-bedroom home in our community is still a tiny home. And those 2 lots up front, when you're coming on the right, they're about from here to that wall to that wall. That's not a quarter of an acre.
If you can go back to the podium so we can hear you.
I understand what you were saying, but under y'all covenant, and that's what we was trying to get straight last month.
Understand that too.
So now that we have that under y'all covenant, do y'all want 1,300 or do y'all want 1,600? That's the only question that we have right now.
We would like to have 1,600 with a 2-car garage. Mr. Riddick, come back, don't go away. With 2-car garage attached, in addition to the 1,600. Because that is the uniformity of the community already.
Well, based on y'all covenant, that's all we have.
Right.
So we got that's what we got to vote on, 1,300 or 1,600.
Understood. And can I caveat on something that was said earlier that I forgot to mention? When we had the meeting on last week and we were discussing the variance, and I didn't have a good understanding of the variance, so I asked for the variance to be explained to me. And the response after I got an understanding was, if y'all don't vote on the variance, we still gonna bill. So my question was, so why are we having this discussion?
I think what Mr. Pascal was trying to indicate is if we vote for the variance, you get a house that conforms more so to your covenants than if we don't vote for it. Because if we don't vote for it, they're going to have to build a 1,300, which they don't need a variance for from us. So it's going to be less likely to match your neighborhood aesthetics. Mr. Turner.
Mr. Chair, this question is for the applicant. So the information we have here on the dais is that obviously there's the 3 lots for the variances, but there's a total of 14 lots under consideration.
That is correct,
So
yes.
is there any possible way for you to separate the parcels that are in the applications from the remaining, or is this, in y'all's mind, kind of what we do here impacts the entire project?
No, it's strictly it's restricted to those 3 lots. That's it, yeah.
Okay, so you would proceed with selling and having someone develop those other lots regardless of what we do here?
Yeah, the lots are for sale. We do not have a buyer yet. And again, it will be very difficult for us to control a builder and to tell a builder you have to build a house with 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. We have no control of that.
Thank you, Mr.
We
Chairman.
can control the aesthetic of it. We have I'm part of the architectural review, but that's the only thing we can do. We cannot tell people, if they want to build a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, and there are already several homes like that in that neighborhood.
Thank you very much. Ms. Chivers.
Thank you very much. My question is to the developer. You have a total of 14 lots.
Right.
And out of those 14 lots, there are 3 that definitely need the variance. And you're saying that with the variance, and I'm just trying to understand this, you can build a 1,600 square foot home with the double car garage. Does that include the double car garage, that 1,600 square feet?
If the variance is approved,
If the variance is approved.
builder gets in there, no at that point in time. But to promise you a 2-car garage right now, I can't do it because I don't know what area we have to work with.
So
But
You're asking for the
we
variance.
went with the 1,300 square feet.
Yeah, I know the
I guess I'm
1,300 is on this, yeah, that does put another caveat in it. All right, so you will know, once you get the variance and get a builder in there, then you will be able to determine the square footage and whether, or you'll be able to determine, you'll be able to do a double car garage with the square footage. Is that what you're saying? You have to have the variance in order to make that determination.
If we have the variance, most likely a builder that will go in will try to build a bigger home. But because of the covenants, the minimum they have to build is 1,300 square feet.
I got
We cannot
you.
change that. If they want to build a 1,350 square foot home, at the end of the day, that's their call. But I would think if they want to be competitive with the rest of the neighborhood, they will have to build a bigger home. They will have to build, again, the 2-car garage. Again, I cannot guarantee, I cannot really force a builder to build a home with a 2-car garage. I need to be transparent and honest about that, so.
Okay, and you do understand the sentiment that they do have in reference to the fact that the smaller homes will affect the value of their property. Have you ever thought about just, like the gentleman say, selling it to them and they
The
can?
conversation about that, they were, again, to their benefit, they were buying at the right time. So what they have in their home, they have built a lot of equity through the years because, today the cost of building
Oh, I understand that.
doubled.
I definitely
So I think,
understand
no, in my opinion, it is not going to affect the value of their home. It would affect the value of their home if somebody would come in and put a bigger home than what they have at a lower price. And that is never going to be the case.
Oh, no, they're not
nowadays,
going to do that, put a bigger home at a lower price. You and I understand that. Let me just ask you this. Have you ever thought about just possibly getting with them, seeing if they can buy it and then use that area as green space?
Absolutely. Actually, I have instructed, because we just received a contract from one of the residents there, and I have instructed as of this weekend, Brad Mary, and I have told them that when we met last week, I told them I will be, there is a retail price and a wholesale price. Obviously, if we sell to a builder, we'll sell at a wholesale price. If we sell to individuals who want to walk in and buy a lot, that will be the retail price.
Okay.
But I have agreed, and I told them I would give them a discount.
Okay.
Okay. Because again, those smaller lots, if they are willing to buy them, that will add to their property value by adding more square footage to their lot. And I have instructed that of this weekend to Brad to tell him, yes, I've agreed to give them a discount, and we would give them a discount of 20% on the what we call the B lot and the least desirable lot because of the configuration, and 15% on the larger lot. So
Okay.
That contract.
and I have it in writing, by the way, so they
Okay.
can.
Okay, well, okay, we're getting somewhere. Thank you for sharing that.
Ms. Chivers, we do have a few people on the list. Do you mind if I share?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All
Thank
right,
you.
I'm going to go to Ms.
good.
Williams, if you don't mind.
I'm very
And then
good.
Mr. Brigham afterwards, and Mr. Rowe, I believe.
Well,
Hold on, we're going to start with Ms. Williams.
I
Mr.
need
Rowe,
to say something now.
we're going to start with Ms. Williams. She was in line.
Well, I've been up there a long time.
He can go ahead.
Well,
He
the
can go
point
ahead.
I am trying to say is, what come before this board is a variance. The size of the house is not before this board. So we're dabbing into issues and things not germane to what we're supposed to be deciding. Attorney, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Ms. Williams, did you?
Okay, so does Mr. Rowe want to make a motion then? I'll come out if
Well,
he got
before we
something.
do that, Mr. Brigham also has.
Yeah, I'll make a
I'm trying
motion to
look.
deny.
Okay, he made,
Motion on the floor.
he got a motion on the floor, so.
Go ahead. Anybody got a second? There's a motion to deny. We haven't heard staff's
I
recommendation.
second the motion.
All right, we've got a second for that motion. We're going to vote on that motion to deny.
Chairman, I still think we need discussion.
There's a motion on the floor.
I think a motion can be discussed. If I'm wrong, Ms. Parliamentarian,
Get to the
tell me I'm
discussion
wrong.
point before you vote.
Well,
Attorney, is that correct?
It's on the chairman.
Yeah. So we do have more discussion. Mr. Brigham had a question beforehand. There is a motion and a second, and we will vote on it. But first, we're going to hear discussion. Go ahead, Mr. Brigham.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I apologize.
It's okay, it's Kim.
Hey, Kim, from what I understanding that you're asking is that we turn the applicant down.
That is correct.
And if we turn that applicant down, they only have to build a 1,300 square foot house.
If they find a building.
We cannot tell them that they got to build a 1,600 square foot house. We can't tell them that they got to build a 2,000 square foot house. It's all about whether or not we want a larger house or a smaller house. And and my phone blew up yesterday, so I appreciate it. I'm passionate about my neighborhood as you are about yours.
Absolutely.
But from what I understood, you were asking for larger construction.
What I'm asking for, Mr. Brigham, I'm asking for the homes that are going to be built in the neighborhood to be in conform with the homes that we already have. That's all I'm asking for. And out of the 14 lots that he has, and he said there's only 3 that need variance, if he's counting the 2 at, let me get my notes together, 2017 and 2019, I believe, or 3019. Let me get my notes. Okay, if he's mentioning the 2 at 3017 and 3019, then he needs to mention the ones at 3002, 3004, and 3006, because those are the 3 that when you first come in the neighborhood, and they're all the same size. So if you're doing a variance for one, then you need to do a variance for the other 2 as well.
Ma'am, we can only deal with the 3 that we have applicants for.
Understood.
We can't deal with
No, but he said those were the only
anything
3.
else.
He said those were the only 3 that needed variance, and that's why I was addressing that, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
Understood.
That's your opinion. But,
yeah, Mr. Brigham,
Mr. Chairman, I was not finished. And I'm trying to decide how to vote, because I want to vote with the neighborhood. But I want to vote with them for what they want, not what they're asking for.
I was merely going to suggest that this is a discussion, and I was going to see if anybody else had anything to contribute.
But
for the sake of clarity. Does anybody else have anything?
I haven't asked anything of the petitioner.
Go ahead.
And I want you to restate plainly that you're willing to sell these lots to the people. I think that's the easiest solution. If you don't sell them to them, you're going to build a minimum of 1,300 square foot lot, and you can't build a bigger house without a variance. Okay. I think I understand the issue. I think I know how I want to vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All
Chairman.
right. We do have a motion and we have a second, and we'll turn to legal for their points. Go ahead.
I just want to say, we can't make him sell his property, any of his property to the owner. We can't even put that up
We
for
can't, yeah,
discussion.
that's not our
thought.
business.
That's correct.
That's,
The motion is just to deny the variance as stated, and the variance is to reduce a front yard setback from 25 feet to 17 feet on this specific case. What I'd like to know before we vote from Kevin or legal is that all three of these lots are going to be
That's what I was-
treated in the same way by this board. Are we able to vote on them all congruently, or do we need to separate them and vote on all three? Separate all three. So I want the board to keep that in mind. The motion is to deny. There is a second, and we are going to do a roll call vote right now.
All right, so Board Member A. Williams, how do you vote on the denial?
Deny.
Deny? Okay. Board Member Pascal?
Abstain.
Board Member Morton? Deny. Board Member Rowe?
Deny.
Okay. Board Member E. Williams?
Deny.
Board Member Forrest? Board Member Chivers?
Deny.
Turner?
I'm sorry, I need to clarify, or if I say deny, or am I voting?
You
in
vote yes
in
to
the-
deny.
Not in the affirmative, not in the affirmative of the motion, you're just taking that straight as a denial.
It's denial for
So, no, I don't vote, I'm not in support of the denial.
Gotcha. And Board Member Brigham?
That was my question too, because in my language, a denial of the motion is a vote against it.
Yeah.
I'm not willing.
Do you deny?
So you
the-
get, so no to deny? You don't want to deny the petition?
I'm voting for whatever the opposite of denial is.
Okay. And Board Member Maestro? Deny? Okay. So BZA 2536 has been denied.
All right, so that one's been denied. We're going to go ahead and read into the record the next two. We won't be taking public comment on those because we're already finished with that, and we'll just go ahead and vote on those. Please.
Okay.
Y'all are welcome to have a seat.
Thank you.
All right, BZA-25-37, petition by Bradford Mary on behalf of LMP Properties LLC requesting a variance from section 8-8A of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to reduce the required front yard setbacks from 25 feet to 10 feet on the properties located at 3017 Spring Creek Drive. Staff represent. Recommendation? Oh, recommendation.
Recommendation's good.
So I need to read out? Okay. This one is 37. Yeah, I got it, but I just want to make sure I got it right.
It's the same thing.
All right. The Planning and Development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet all criteria for granting variance established in section 33 of the comprehensive zoning ordinance as amended.
Thank you. We'll take a motion for the denial.
Motion to deny.
Motion for denial.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor of a denial by show of hands? All in opposition to the denial? The motion passes. To deny. We'll move to the, did you abstain? Sorry, Mr. Pascal abstains. We'll take the next one, please.
Sure. Petition by, BZA-25-38, a petition by Bradford Mary on behalf of LMP Properties LLC requesting a variance from section 8-8A of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to reduce the required front yard setbacks from 25 feet to 13 feet on a property located at 3019 Spring Creek Drive.
Motion to deny.
There's a motion.
Second.
There's a second. All, by show of hands, all those motion, or voting to deny this application? All those voting to approve the, or to not deny the application? And all those in abstention? All right. We'll take the next item on the list, please.
Okay. Petition by BZA-25-39, a petition by William Welsh requesting a variance from section 8-4E of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to increase the maximum accessory building square foot area from 692 square feet to 1,600 square feet on the property located at 3040 Fox Spring Road. Staff represent.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Todd Kennedy here from the Planning and Development staff here to present this case. The variance request involves a 0.53 acre property, currently zoned R1, one family residential, and is in the Fox Springs Heights subdivision of the Forest Hill / Fox Spring Heights neighborhood. The applicant is seeking a variance to allow for the construction of a 1,600 square foot detached garage behind the house to store vehicles as the house only has a one-car garage. The findings are as follows, and the findings are 1 through 9. Start off with the first one. The lot averages approximately 102 feet and 191 feet deep. Number 2, the property currently has a one-car attached garage. Number 3, the square footage for 0.53 acres calculates to approximately 23,086 square feet. Therefore, the lot is larger than 10,000 square feet. Number 4, Section 8-4E of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance states that for the lots of 10,000 square feet or larger, the maximum size for an accessory building is greater than is the greater of 500 square feet or 3% or larger of the maximum square feet. Let's see, wait, actually went up. Whichever is greater. 3% of the 0.53 acre lot is 692 square feet. Therefore, 692 square feet is the maximum size for the accessory building allowed on the property, as 692 square feet is greater than 500 square feet. Number 5. The proposed detached garage addition exceeds the allowed 692 square foot maximum accessory building floor area by 908 square feet, which is approximately 131% increase in size. Number 6, approval of this request would not exceed the maximum 30% allowable lot coverage in R1 zoning. Number 7, the subject property does not feature any wetlands and is not situated within a special flood hazard area. Number 8, the applicant has stated due to Hurricane Helene, previous accessory buildings located on the property have been removed. Number 9, at the time of completion of this report, no inquiries were received by staff concerning this variance application. Mr. Chair, members of the board, that concludes staff's presentation. Myself or the staff and the applicant are here to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. I appreciate that. Mr. Welsh, if you are present, I'll ask you to address the podium. State your name and address for the record.
My name is Bill Welsh. I live at 3040 Fox Spring Road, Augusta 30909.
Thank you, Mr. Welsh. You're welcome to add anything you'd like. You have 10 minutes.
I've lived in this house since 2000, so it'd be 25 years. I've got 2 boats and an antique car that I try to keep protected and covered. Never really had the space to do this because of all the trees that we had before the storm, but I lost all of my trees in the storm, which has provided this big open desert in my backyard. And quite frankly, I wanted to do this for a long time, but my wife would never let me because she didn't want to let me get rid of the trees. But now we have no choice. So we're trying to, take a bad situation and turn it into good. I do have a boat that's 24 feet in length. When you add the trailer on and the engine on it, I require about 35 feet in order to put it in a garage. That's why I'm asking for the size of the garage. I do know there's the setbacks. I would be able to, I think it's a 10-foot setback on those, which I would adhere to on both sides. I do have a picture of what it would look like if anybody would like to see that. This would not be a metal building. It would be a stick building with a concrete slab, and it would be built out of like hardy siding. It would be a quality building.
All right, thank you. If you wouldn't mind just hanging out for a minute. Do we have any opposition present for today's application? All right, seeing none. Staff, did we receive any opposition? I'm assuming none? All right. Hearing that there's none, I'm going to open it up to the board for any questions that they may have.
Mr. Chairman, can
Mr.
you
Pascal.
put the pictures in the, for the records?
Yes.
Absolutely. Kevin, do you mind firing up the? All right, thank you. Yes, Mr. Trudeau, I would like staff's recommendation, please.
The Planning Development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet all criteria established in Section 33 of the Comprehensive Zone Ordinance of Augusta, Georgia as amended. Should the board move to approve the applicant request, staff recommend the following conditions. Number one, allow for the installation of a 1,600 square foot accessory building on the property. Number two, any existing accessory building located on the property shall be removed prior to commencement of the construction for the new accessory building. Number three, the applicant acknowledges Section 8-4F of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance, which outlines the following. Accessory building will not be designed and used for residential purpose. Accessory building will not contain sleeping or cooking facilities. Accessory building may not be used to conduct home occupation or serve as a home office. And lastly, if a separate electrical service is determined, then an additional variance will be required. That concludes staff.
Are you agreeable to those conditions? Should we motion to approve?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the applicant has indicated that. Do we have any questions? Seeing none. Mr.
I'll
Rowe.
make a motion to approve. Does somebody have a question?
Second.
We got a motion from
Approve
Mr.
subject to
Trulock
conditions.
for a approval subject to the conditions from Mr. Trulock. And then Mr. Rowe seconded it, but so did Mr. Brigham. So you can choose whoever you like on that one. Any further questions? Seeing none, show of hands for the motion for approval with the conditions as stated. That is unanimous. All right, Mr. Welsh, thank you very much. You'll have your letter in the mail.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll move right along to the next one, please.
All right. BZA-25-40. A petition by Ronald Jones requesting a variance from Section 8-4E of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance to increase the maximum accessory building square foot areas from 307 square feet to 700 square feet on the property located at 2010 Grand Boulevard. Staff represent.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Vassar. Mr. Chair, members of the board, once again, Todd Kennedy from Planning and Development staff here to present this. This variance request involves a 0.17 acre property, zone R1A, one family residential, in the Turpin Hill neighborhood. The applicant is seeking a variance to allow for the construction of a 720 square foot detached garage behind the house to replace an existing carport and other accessory buildings to store vehicles and belongings. The findings, they're 1 through 9, and they are as follows. Number 1, the lot is approximately 50 feet wide and 150 feet deep. Number 2, the lot in this block of the Grand Boulevard are all approximately the same dimensions. Number 3, the property currently has a carport and other accessory buildings, but the applicant wants to replace all of them with the proposed detached garage. Number 4, the square footage for 0.17 acre calculates to approximately 7,405 square feet, and therefore the lot is under 10,000 square feet. Number 5, Section 8-4E of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance states that for the lots under 10,000 square feet, the maximum size of an accessory building is 5% of the lot area. 5% of the 0.17 acre lot is 370 square feet. Therefore, 370 square feet is the maximum size for accessory building allowed on the property. Number 6, the proposed detached garage addition exceeds 370 square feet maximum accessory gross floor area by 350 square feet, which is approximately a 98% increase in size. Number 7, approval of this request would not exceed the maximum 30% allowable lot coverage in the R1A zoning. Number 8, the property does not feature any wetlands and is not situated within a special flood hazard area. And number 9, at the time of the completion of this report, no inquiries were received by staff concerning this variance application. Mr. Chair, that concludes my presentation. Myself, staff, and the applicant were here to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy. Is the applicant, Mr. Ronald Jones, present? Mr. Jones, if you wouldn't mind, just at this podium. Yes, sir. And if you will, Mr. Jones, just state your name and address for the record.
My name is Ronald Jones. I live at 2010 Grand Boulevard, Augusta, Georgia.
Mr. Jones, thank you for being here today. You have 10 minutes to add anything you may like.
Well, this right here is part of a goal. I take care of elderly people in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm home 4 days a week. I work Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. The reason why I do that, because nobody else wants to work on the weekends. So I have a 1963 two-door hardtop Buick that I bought from one of my clients that he passed away years ago, and I want to protect it. And I'm a tinkerer. I like to tinker inside. The way it's set up now, I have to follow the sun. If the sun over here, I got to work on it over here because it's getting cold, right? If it's too hot, then I got to work over here in the shade. If I had my shop, I could work anytime. I could go out there, man. I don't run the streets. I just like to be by myself in my shop. That's my goal. Wow. Please. Every time I get close to it, something happens. I have to spend the money on something else. This time I got the money, and it's dependent on y'all.
All right. Thank you very much. Real quick, do we have any opposition present? Seeing none, do we get any letters of opposition? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and take staff recommendation, please.
All right, the planning development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet all criteria established in section 33 of the comprehensive zoning ordinance of Augusta, Georgia as amended. Should the board approve the applicant's request, staff recommends the following condition. Number one, allow for the installation of a 720 square foot accessory building on the property. Number two, any existing accessory building located on the property shall be removed prior to commencement of the construction for the new accessory building. Number three, the applicant acknowledges section 8-4F of the comprehensive zoning ordinance, which outlines the following. Accessory building will not be designed and used for residential purpose. Accessory building will not contain sleeping or cooking facility. Accessory building may not be used to conduct home occupation or serve as a home office. If a separate electrical service is determined, an additional variance will be required. That concludes staff's recommendation.
Mr. Jones, do you agree to those conditions as stated? Should we motion to approve?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Motion to approve.
Second. Second.
All right. We're all eager. All right. We have a motion to approve with staff's recommendation, and we have a second. And we're going to do a show of hands, all in favor to approve the motion as stated. All right. Seeing no oppositions, Mr. Jones, you have your approval today. Thank you so much for coming in. Before we dismiss, is there anything from legal? Oh, you got to do that better. Come on. Sam Miller style. All right. That adjourns our meeting today. Thank you.